Today, I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 6, Episode 17. In the previous episode, it was Xander and Anya's wedding episode, which ended in heartbreak. Sadly, we saw Xander leave Anya at the altar and staying at a hotel now. Anya is considering becoming a vengeance demon again. I'm very worried to see where that's going to go. I know she was very upset, obviously, when Xander left, and we had this demon come in pretending to be Xander's future self, showing him an option of what his future with Anya might be, and he was worried about that and didn't want to hurt Anya, so he left. And yeah, it was a tough episode, and if you've ever seen any Buffy or Angel, you know in the Buffyverse that as soon as a character is happy, basically everything falls apart. And I had my hopes up that maybe this one time we would have a happy episode, but sadly that was not the case. Giles, I thought, would make an appearance, but he wasn't there, and we haven't seen Andrew Warren or Jonathan in a while as well. And Spike brought a new date to the wedding, and they had this talk with Buffy, and yeah, it's just that processing the breakup sort of conversations. And we're getting very close to the end of season 6, only a few episodes left, and it's definitely bittersweet. I've been watching this show now for 3 years, I think, for the channel, and it's been so amazing, and it's a little bittersweet for sure knowing that there's only one season left after this. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Why is she looking for a new house? What's going on?
Again? What do you expect? I haven't had a decent night's sleep since... I'm going Jack Torrance in here, you know?
Great reference to The Shining.
We're on the lam. We have to lay low. Underground? It's figurative, doofus. Did you even read Legion of Doom? Okay.
He's like, how dare you?
To be surprised by she's Louise.
Call the frickin' Slayer.
She's at the front door. Oh no.
Andrew, to play her little friend.
I don't like that. Or is she going through rentals seeing to where they'd be hiding out, I guess? These guys are the worst. Okay.
Hi. You didn't, by chance, happen to just eat a couple nerds, did you?
Oh my god, where's his skin? He looks like the vampire from Salem's Lot. Oh! Oh, give him the chops, Buffy. Oh, with the garbage pan. Okay, get him. Oh no! Oh my god! What? What is this?
We're gonna have to strap her down.
What? How did we get here? What? Yeah, was that like a flashback or what was that? He stabbed her with something.
Tara, how are you? Well, I was wondering, maybe you would want to go out sometime?
Aw, she's so cute.
Kisses?
Joyce? Joyce is in this? What? Oh no. Oh, Willow is getting up the nerve to ask how like, maybe they're just friends? I don't know. Oh, Willow.
I said, if I didn't know any better, I'd think you were on drugs.
Yeah, she keeps having flashes to this hospital.
Once you fall for Willow, you stay falling.
She is irresistible. Yes, it's a fact.
Hi,
Xander?
I'm back.
Xander?
Yeah, I don't know what timeline we're at, if it's been weeks, but obviously they haven't heard from him in a while. Aw.
So, you left her at the altar, but you still want to...
You still want to date?
I guess. I know that.
I don't think that's how that works.
And ever since, I've had this painful hole inside. And I'm the idiot that dug it out.
Yeah, love will do that to you, buddy. Sorry to tell you.
I screwed up real bad.
Hey, we all screw up.
Yeah, I somehow don't think she's gonna be open to dating after you left her at the altar, but hey, shoot your shot, man. See what happens.
Get out of your way. Stop bothering you.
Yeah, maybe you should do that, Spike. Just run along.
You know, I guess you know all about that, don't you?
Oh, wow, wow. Too soon. Too soon.
Willie Wannabite can't hurt me. Dumb to pick a fight, I guess.
Xander.
More than happy to beat you right through the pain.
What's happening to Buffy? Oh!
Guys, don't.
What's happening?
Can you hear me?
These freaking flashes.
Buffy.
Sunnydale.
No, none of that's real. None of it.
What? What? How is it not real?
For 6 years.
No!
Do you remember?
No! What? No. Stop. We're not. I'm not inceptioning this. No. No.
It's okay, Buffy. Buffy, it's okay. Look. Look who's here.
And her mom and dad. Oh, I can't. I can't. It's too soon. No, I'm not ready. My heart. They frickin' throw Joyce in the mix. Come on.
The sound of your voice will ground her. Sweetheart, we've missed you very much.
Her dad is never around. Also, Joyce. Come on. Oh, why my heart?
Ice on the back of her neck. She likes that.
Oh, Spike has his moments. This is just a grocery bag of cigarettes because he's not eating anything.
Was real.
Ah, come on. That's ridiculous. What? You think this isn't real just because of all the vampires and demons?
When you say it like that.
Big ball of universe-destroying energy?
I know how this must sound, but it felt so real.
It's reminding me a little bit of the episode when Cordelia wished Buffy didn't exist.
Are you saying that Buffy could be like she was before any of this happened?
Mrs. Summers.
Are they giving her like a Slayer lobotomy? Like, what are we doing?
Meth. Every time we think we're getting through to her, more fanciful enemies.
I don't want this to become like a Shutter Island episode or something. Like,
Jonathan, they did this to me.
Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Just like flipping back and forth between reality and this hospital.
Inserted Dawn into her delusion, actually rewriting the entire history of it to accommodate a need for a familial bond.
It's terrifying how they can just explain it all away. God.
Against. And now what is it? Just ordinary students you went to high school with. No gods.
I mean, it's not wrong. That's the terrifying thing, is it's like, this is accurate.
Pathetic little men who like playing with toys.
I mean, we went from glory to this.
Andrew's Demon Pen has done some number on the Slayer. Got her tripping like a Ken Russell film festival. Oh, what?
I'm not familiar.
You saw how close the Slayer got. Look, we're a team. Something happens to you, it happens to all of us, right?
Don't trust him, Jonathan. Get out of there.
Just gotta be careful right now, all right? Stick together. Okay?
I think Jonathan can be our weak link in this. Like, if anybody's gonna actually revolt and try and save Buffy, I think it'll be Jonathan. Because obviously they had a history. She literally saved his life. And, you know, that yellow, or the umbrella that he gave her. And, oh my gosh, poor Buffy. Just her mind playing tricks on her.
Look, Buffy.
I don't think Jonathan genuinely wants to hurt her. I think he just got caught up.
Seriously wrong with me. So they sent me to a clinic.
What?
You never said anything.
No. What?
I stopped talking about it, and they let me go.
Well, and that, like, Joyce should have known then, the whole time.
My parents just forgot.
I don't think that's something you forget. Vampires? Come on.
What if I'm still there? What if I never left that clinic?
I hate that she thinks this is real. I hate seeing her sad.
Oh, you can't. It's too strong. It's okay. We got help.
So, she's having the wiggins.
With Spike, of course. These two come together only for Buffy.
Turned me into a sodden sex slave.
What?
Nothing. Alternative realities.
Yeah, right.
Different reality, you might not have left your bride at the altar. You might have gone through with it like a man.
Okay, one more syllable about Anya.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, balls. You didn't say he was a cloggical gashman, eh?
Because I can't say it.
They're never easy to pronounce. Oh my god, give him the chops. Ooh. It's really cool looking. Definitely reminding me of Salem's Lot, yeah. Ooh. It's not going down easy.
I altered his reality.
Good one, Xander.
Never mind.
I made you some tea.
There has to be a way they can prove to Buffy that this is the real world. I don't know how, because everybody on the other side is telling her that this isn't real, and it's so confusing, obviously, for her brain.
You have to try harder. Make things better.
I'm trying.
You're great. Stealing.
Yeah, they haven't talked about that yet, well, as far as we know.
Fever. It's cooking your brain.
We have to deal with these things, Dawn.
You don't have a sister, Buffy.
Oh my gosh. It's so tough to see Joyce in this, too.
You're a little girl, Buffy. Our one and only. We have missed you so much.
Oh, this would be so confusing and painful to see your mom again. She's like, do I stay in this reality because my mom's here? Like, what do I do? Oh.
You don't have a sister.
Dawn's making it about herself. Here we go.
And I'm not even a part of it.
She's got other things to worry about, man.
Dawn,
This is not helping.
I have to go finish my chores.
Dawn's like, I want to be in the mental institution too.
Oh. Ready?
Oh!
I'll see if I can brew up an antidote the old-fashioned way.
Oh, here. Keep an eye on the wax job.
Make sure that's all you're ogling.
Xander.
And the fact that Willow's still adamant that there's no magic involved. She's like, get these natural things and I will try and make an antidote.
Take it all down and everything should go back to normal. You never stop coming through.
She's your bestie.
You need to leave me alone. You're not a part of my life.
I think she's talking about the other reality, but this is not great timing.
We'll drive you out. We could finally be at peace in the dark. With me.
I don't think that's true.
And stop with the bloody hero trip for a sec. We'd all be the better for it.
I don't think she has a choice. Like,
it's... Tell your friends about us. Or I will.
I don't know what the point is now. They've broken up, but he seems adamant about it. But it's just confusing Buffy even more right now, obviously, because she's like, what is happening? And I don't think she's addicted to the misery like Spike says. She's not gonna drink it. Ah, Spike, you were supposed to make sure. Oh no, she's gonna pour it out even. Oh my god. That looks unpleasant. Oh no.
Go back there.
She wants to stay here now. Oh no.
For your delusion, they're safe holes, but for your mind, they're traps. We have to break those down.
I'm worried about what's gonna happen. She decides to stay.
That's right. Last summer when you had a momentary awakening, it was them that pulled you back in.
You mean when she died?
It's keeping you from getting healthy.
You have to do whatever it takes to convince yourself of that, Buffy. Whatever it takes.
And if she convinces herself that the reality isn't real, then what? Then what crazy path are we down?
Thanks. I can make you some food. Something big with energy. Help you clear your noggin.
I think if anything can save her, it's going to be Willow. Willow's going to tether her back to this reality and be her constant.
Sorry for the guy. Almost. The things that poor guy was saying. I mean, I get it, you know? Been a part of the Buffy obsession.
Cheese and rice. Bonked him with the frying pan. Oh, God. And throws him in the basement. Oh, my God, with the demon. This can't be good. And Willow's gonna be down there too. Ah, frick. Dang it.
What?
She thinks, yeah, you guys aren't real, so it doesn't matter. Oh no. Who does this leave? Spike?
Han?
Yeah, just one by one, she's chucking them in the basement.
Please listen to me.
Kind of Supergirl. Chosen to fight demons and save the world.
I hate that they've like twisted her reality against her to think she's nuts. That's horrible. Because yeah, obviously it sounds crazy when you put it like that. Get out of there, Dawn.
Buffy, what are you doing?
Oh man, that was our only hope. Now what?
Hello?
Oh, thank God Tara's here. She's got to get down there and save them. Come on.
It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. Whatever it is, it's not real, remember? Just...
I've got to stop saying that.
Excemente! There's Zenobia! So Vera!
Ooh, nice one, Tara. Oh, gosh. Oh, nice one, Willow, with the bat.
Buffy? Buffy? Buffy, fight it. You're too good.
Poor kid. Oh my gosh, so conflicted.
Love you. Your dad and I, we have all the faith in the world in you. We'll always be with you.
Well,
Strengthen your heart. I know you do. You just have to find it.
And it couldn't be more heartbreaking coming from her mom. I think she needed to hear those words of encouragement, but then that also made her realize that her mom's not really there. Which is so freaking sad. The show gets me.
Goodbye.
Joyce, no. Yep, she's back. Oh! Oh, right in the middle. Good night. That's the antidote, I think. Oh my gosh, and that's how they end it? She doesn't even have the antidote yet? Oh my gosh. So it's my first time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 6 episode 17. I think it was one of my favorite episodes of this season so far. I feel like as we get into this last section of the season, the episodes are getting better, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite episodes of the season, with this very Shutter Island, you know, almost Inception-like episode with what's real, what's not real, is this a reality? And we've played around with like other dimensions and other realities before in Buffy, but nothing really quite like this, which I thought was interesting. And of course the way that they ended it with the concept of, you know, maybe Buffy is really in this institution, and it was not what I was expecting, and I'm very curious to see if they bring that back into play at some point, and to have, you know, a universe or a version of reality for Buffy where she is in this institution. And she mentioned, you know, in this episode that she had gone to one for the first couple weeks when she was dealing with vampires for the first time, because obviously that's not expected. And just the way the doctor was so easily able to explain, you know, that everything was happening, it made sense. Like, it's not like he was trying to explain something that was completely like, okay, well that can't be real. Like, both realities made sense in their own weird ways, which I think is what made it so hard for her to differentiate. And if it had been anybody but her mom, her mom being there, I think was just what sealed it for her. And I know she knows that her mom has passed away, but you just want something to be real so badly, especially with grief and loss, and to see her mom there and her dad. Like, she never talks about her dad. We never see this character, and for him to show up and for her to reminisce, like, oh, before we went to Sunnydale, before they got divorced, basically, like, this is her ideal situation for her parents, is that they both be together. And to have her mom, saying all these things to her, encouraging her to stay. And I mean, we saw at the end, like, she's not responsive. I was worried it would go very Shutter Island and they would take her away to do some kind of surgery that would affect her in the real world, but luckily that's not the case. She's just, this vacant expression. But it's also weird to think that she could be injected with something and tap into this other dimension. Like, what else is out there, But I think that's what the show does such a good job of, is leaving these possibilities open and room to play with the story. And she'd been in there for 6 years, and that's how long, we're in season 6, like, that's how long she's been in Sunnydale. So everything fit too neatly for it to seem like instantly rejected. And her saying, like, okay, well, you have these friends you've made up, and she's made up elaborate backstories, and some of them have supernatural powers as well. And again, everything seemed too in place, and like, she's like, oh, well, and her sister is this key that she keeps talking about, and you're like, dang it, like, all of these things, when you put them together like this, make a very convincing argument that this isn't real. And, vampires being supernatural also, like, how do those fit into the real world? And it was just such a tough episode for Buffy, because, we hear her say that she's, feeling detached and lost, and maybe this is where she wants to be, and I'm sure a piece of her wants to stay with her mom. And to hear her mom give her those words of encouragement that she probably has been waiting for. And, obviously her mom passed away suddenly, and there were some scares before it, obviously, but still, to find her mom like that, passed away suddenly, they didn't have a chance to really say goodbye, and to have that taken away and not hear those words. Like I said, I think if it had been anybody but her mom, it wouldn't have had the impact it had. And when she's saying those encouraging words, you could see Buffy's face kind of shift, like, wait a minute, you're not actually here, and you're not real. And, then she snaps back into reality where her friends are, tied up in the basement, and this demon's loose attacking them. I was thinking maybe we would do a 2-part episode, especially with the pacing of where we were going. I was like, how are they going to get out of this? And, Tara shows up and is able to do some magic to help them. And it was great to see Willow completely reject magic, even in this situation. And she's like, we'll just go get some herbs, and like, we'll try and do things like the old school way, and she has this opportunity, but she's still trying so hard not to give in to this. And, her practicing her speech to ask out Tara, like, I've been magic free for so many days. And she's really, really trying and doing so well. And I know it can't be easy for her to just quit cold turkey like that, because she obviously was very addicted to this. And to see her make such effort to stay on this path, and I don't know if she'll ask out Tara in another episode. For a second, I thought maybe we had done like a flashback, like we had gone back in time, because it's like, well, Willow's already asked out Tara, like, where are we going? But obviously she wants to ask her out again and see if there's a possibility of them getting back together. I think that girl that Tara was with, I think it was just a friend. I don't think there's anything going on there, but again, who knows? Tara is single, obviously, can do what she wants, but it would be nice to see them back together again. They were really good together, and I mean, obviously there's still a lot there, and I don't know how you would trust Willow again, but she's making good strides, so hopefully Tara's willing to try again if she wants to. Dawn is not my favorite character in this series, and in this episode, again, she just makes it all about herself, and Buffy's struggling to figure out what's real and what's not real. And then as soon as Dawn figures out that there's no version of her in this other reality, in this mental institution, that she's upset, and she's like, well, of course I'm not there. It's all like, it wasn't my favorite scene, and I thought, okay, maybe she'll escape and she'll be able to go get help, but no, she ends up in the basement with everybody. We did see Andrew and Warren and Jonathan back in this episode again, and I'm sticking with my theory, my prediction that Jonathan is going to be the one out of this triangle that's going to break free, because he says he hasn't been sleeping since everything happened with Warren's, ex-girlfriend, because it was horrible. And he seems to be the least worst out of these three, and has the most history with Buffy as well, in a good way. And I can see him breaking rank and trying to go save her or do something. I hope so, because this is not going well, and they're not even showing Jonathan what they had. Like, they're already kind of separating him out, and Warren's just rude and mean and just a jerk and should not be, you know, friends with anybody, basically. And I think Jonathan's just getting tired of being pushed down again and again, and I'm hoping he can find his strength and find a way to get out of there and help Buffy, because yeah, Andrew's just gonna keep following Warren, and Warren's just on this horrible path. They had like a vault drawing for something. I don't know if they're robbing a bank, like what that's gonna do, but this is the first time we've seen them in quite a while. That demon that attacked Buffy definitely reminded me of the vampire from Salem's Lot. Just this, you know, bald, very pale with these dark circles under his eyes, and even his teeth were a little bit elongated. And yeah, so I love the demons in every episode. The makeup, prosthetics, everything is always so cool, and the creativity that goes into it, it just makes the show stand out instead of just having, you know, a run-of-the-mill, okay, here's our 12 demons, we're gonna just recycle through every time. And even when Spike's like, why didn't you tell me it was this kind of demons? And I was like, I can't even say those words, how would I tell you? And the two of them teaming up to help Buffy, which is the only situation the two of them would ever really spend time together. When we started the episode and Buffy and Willow were saying they hadn't heard from Xander, I was thinking, okay, he's gonna be away for a few episodes. We didn't have Anya in this episode. She's packed up her stuff and left, and we don't know where. She's closed the magic shop, which I think is really sad as well, because that was such a big piece of pride for her and something she really worked hard for. The episodes where we have stuff happening to Buffy's mind are the hardest, I think, to watch, because we've seen stuff happen to her physically, like she's been, you know, sick and hurt before, but when it's in her mind, it's the hardest because only she can really pull herself out of it. And I thought, okay, Willow will help her, because Willow's, you know, her constant, her best friend. Like, I don't know how you could prove to her that this was a reality, because the doctor on the other side and her parents are telling her the exact opposite. Even when they mention, you know, Andrew, Warren, and Jonathan, they say like, oh, well, you know, things aren't as great as they used to be in Sunnydale, and now you're not even making up, you know, villains. You've just got these 3 guys you went to high school for. And I was just like, dang it, like everything is falling into place. And it was just, you could see her brain being like, okay, yes, like those things make sense. And the conversation Buffy had with Spike was not helpful, because Buffy is struggling already, and I think just saying things out loud, and I think Spike just heard something that he took the wrong way. And for him to say that she loves the darkness and that she loves the misery and that she chooses this, basically, I'm like, I don't see it that way. She's the chosen one. Like, she doesn't have a choice to be the Slayer. This is what's been tasked to her. She can't really opt out. Like, we know she's tried to do that before, and, you know, different Slayers have come in. Like, we had Kendra and Faith, obviously, but the fact that he's blaming her for this, basically, and saying that it's her fault and that she keeps choosing this was not an appropriate conversation for that time anyway. But I don't think that's accurate. And I know Buffy's been, you know, struggling this past season and hasn't been her usual happy self most of the time. But yeah, I think that's just Spike saying what he wants to be true. And yeah, she doesn't have a choice in this. Like, this is the path that she has to follow. And I know Spike and her are obviously still processing this breakup, and him demanding that she tell her friends, or he's gonna tell them. It's like, the ship is sailed, buddy. Like, you've broken up. Like, what are you gonna tell her? Oh, we used to, like, at this point, I don't think they're gonna care. And he's like, well, they might abandon you. And it's like, no, I don't think they're gonna care at this point. Like, I don't think Xander would be happy, obviously. And even Spike brings it up to Xander, and Xander just kind of ignores it and brushes it off. And I feel like Xander walked in on some very close calls between Buffy and Spike and didn't want to put 2 and 2 together. So I don't think they care at this point, to be honest. Like, if she was continuing to pursue Spike and was doing, like, in a serious, you know, dating relationship pursuing, maybe, but the fact that they were, you know, casually seeing each other and decided to stop and now aren't seeing each other, I don't think they're going to be they're probably just going to wish that she would have said something, I think would be the biggest thing. I like anytime they play into more of like the psychological, supernatural elements of the show. And obviously we had the demon involved, and obviously Jonathan, Andrew, and Warren sent the demon to go attack Buffy, but it wasn't even them, you know, that did it. They summoned the demon, but they in no way had any interaction with Buffy. She's out looking for them, obviously. Hopefully she remembers where she was at when this attack happened, happened, because clearly there's something going on there and she can try and track them down. But when this demon injected her, obviously that's when these hallucinations started. And yeah, I just felt so bad for her for this whole episode. She was very upset and trying to separate what's real. And we saw her put her friends in danger, which is not something she wants to do, obviously, but it's just so unaware of what's happening and, you know, rejects the antidote because she decides to stay, you know, in the mental institution. I definitely didn't think we'd see Joyce again, and the only way I think it works is in this hallucination, you know, other reality version, and for her to still be with her dad, obviously. And I think, yeah, those two things were the biggest. If it had been Willow, a version of Willow and Xander in this other version, and then Xander and Willow in reality, I don't know if it would have had the same effect, and we needed to have those separations, you know, literally separating her friends and her family and making her choose which reality she wants to live in was just horrible. And just a good episode, but a tough episode to watch for sure. And I feel like Buffy's just now, her mental state is probably even more deteriorated because she's had this experience. And like I said, they left that open ending with maybe there's still a version of her out there that's, you know, stuck in this institution, and what is that going to look like? Overall, I thought it was a great episode, probably one of my favorites of the season so far. I really liked this story, this alternate reality. I was a little bit expecting us to pick up right after Xander and Anya's wedding and seeing the aftermath of that, but I mean, obviously Xander was in this episode, Anya wasn't, and they did talk about it, and this is the first time we've really had Buffy talk to Dawn about her stealing as well, so that was interesting. And they didn't bring up the wedding a ton because obviously there was other stuff going on, and I don't know when Anya's coming back, if she's going to be a vengeance demon again, what that looks like. It's nice to see Tara and Willow starting to be a little bit more friendly again, and maybe they'll start dating again. I have no idea. I think Xander's hope that him and Anya will go back to dating and just kind of forget that this wedding ever happened, and he doesn't want anything serious. It sounds like he's like, oh, things got complicated, like families got involved, and it's like, yeah, that kind of tends to happen when you get into, you know, serious relationships, but that doesn't sound like what he's interested in. He just wants to obviously have Anya back and kind of go back to the way things were before all this happened, and I don't think she'll be willing to do that, but who knows. It's always bittersweet to see Joyce, and I in no way was expecting her to come back, and I thought if she did come back to the show, it would be in maybe a ghost form or something like that, like something supernatural. Buffy would try and figure out how to communicate with her on the other side, but I was not expecting this version. A really great episode. We're getting very close to the season finale, so I'm curious to see how this whole season will wrap up. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. You stabbed her with something. Yeah, I somehow don't think she's going to be open to dating after you left her at the altar, but hey, shoot your shot, man. See what happens. Are they giving her like a Slayer lobotomy? Like, what are we doing? I don't think that's something you forget. Vampires? I don't know what the point is now. They've broken up. Oh, right in the middle. Yeah, she keeps having flashes to this hospital.